Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with me, and I know this Tuesday is going up on Wednesday. I apologize for that I'm a day late. Just had a lot going on yesterday and couldn't get it uploaded in time. But Roxanne Broussard had requested an easy peasy shaker card, so we're going to do a very easy one today. It's not going to be hard at all to follow. And all of the measurements, photos, everything will be on my blog, and my blog link will be right here on this little icon. Just click on it and it'll go straight to my blog and straight to this post. Okay, we're going to start out with a piece of cardstock that is 11 inches by 4 1/4, and this is going to be a top fold card. So what we're going to do is we're going to score this in the middle at 5 1/2, and then we can put our scoreboard away. And I'm going to leave mine flat because it's easier for me to work on it when it's flat. So, alright, the very first thing that we're going to do is we're going to decide where I'm going to put trees on here, and I'm going to show you the stamp set that I'm using. This is a very neat stamp set if you want to do a lot of trees and things like that, Christmas trees. This is from Inkadinkado, and let me see what the name of it is. It's called Woodland Wonderland. And we do have a few more. Let me look. Yes, we have a few more of these in stock, so if you want one quick, I'll put the link right, well, no, I can't put the link here. I can only put the link to my website, but I'll put the direct link below this video. Okay, so we're going to stamp this little cluster of trees and this tree, but we're going to decide where we want to start this. Okay, we're going to be using the Mini Misty, and all we're going to do, I just put my paper in there, and we're going to decide where we want these stamps to land on our card. And I think I want them about right there, because we're going to do some snow down here at the bottom. So let's see, get those straight. Got my magnets down. We're just going to press that down. And then I'm going to use Memento ink. And the reason I'm using this is because I want to color these a little bit with my Copics. So I'm going to use a archival ink that won't bleed and won't ruin the tip of my Copics. Alright, let's see if that... I think I may have to stamp it again, and that's okay. You can do that with the Misty. Don't forget, we are having a giveaway for this Mini Misty. It will be this weekend. You still have time to go over and check the giveaway out. Oh, that's perfect. I don't want it stamped any more than that. Now what we want to do is to put in some other trees here in the background, just to make it look like that these trees are in a forest and they're not just sitting out here all by themselves. And what you need to do when you do that, we want to do like 3rd and 4th generation stamping. So I'm going to use my Memento Tuxedo Black, just like I did there. I've got the trees on just a little block, and this is just a little cluster. Don't worry about if it's inked up well. You don't even want it inked up well. Stamp it off a couple of times, and then just go in there and stamp it down. See how it gives that just impression of a tree back there, like it's snowy and frosty and you're just seeing part of that tree. That's what you want. So just stamp it off a couple of times and then stamp it back there in the background. And let's do a couple more. Make sure you stamp it off, because we don't want to mess it up. There you go. And maybe another one right over here. Stamp it off, and then just get that impression. You see, now we have a little forest of trees instead of just having that one little cluster there that seemed like it was sitting there all by itself. So that's what we want to do there. And now we want to do some coloring on these. And I'm going to use two different Copic markers. This one is called Willow and it's G24, and this one is called Bush and it's BG96. So I'm going to go in with my lightest first. And yes, I go light first and then dark. Some people go differently, but I go light first. And all I'm doing is just tapping this in. I'm not, you know, making lines or anything because this tree is very sketchy. It's going to have snow on it. So I'm just tapping this color in different places. And then while that's still wet, I'm going to go in with the darker, and I'm going to put the dark places in. And you know, it's going to be darker toward the center where everything is fuller. Going to be lighter toward the edges. And then we're going to go back with the light. Just kind of blend all that out and make sure that we didn't miss spots. A very light touch here, and believe me, it's hard for me to do light touch because I'm very heavy-handed on everything, so I have to keep telling myself light touch. Okay, we're going to go back in right here at the bottom because we know that this down here is going to be darker because of the shadow. Put some of that dark around. That's all we're going to do to the trees. So let's put those away. And we're not really going to do anything to these back trees because I want them to look dark and smoky, so I'm not going to put any color on them because if I put color on them it would bring them too close to the front, so I want them to stay in the background. And now what we're going to do is put some color up here on the top just to make it look like that blue, kind of bluish dark sky. Now I'm going to use this little ink tool. These I cannot get any longer. I don't know if the company quit making them, what's going on with them, but I can no longer get these. But I will show you that a simple paintbrush like this right here works just as well. Just kind of hold your brush tips down to the bottom. Now I will tell you that my tumbled glass needs a refill in it, so just start brushing back and forth. My tumbled glass needs refilled badly, but you see, you get the same effect, and it's very, very subtle, and that's what we want. So just grab you one of these, and I think we even have these in the shop. Very cheap paintbrush, and it will do the same thing as this. You do not have to have this expensive tool. It does the same identical thing. Okay? So that is that. That's all the color that well, I want a little bit more color down here. Let's put a little bit more color right in here. Alright. We're good with that. Okay, I'm going to use a little bit of antique linen on the bottom down here. Even though it's snow going to be here, snow is not completely white, so we don't want to leave that stark white. And I'm just using, again, a stencil brush. You don't have to have that expensive tool, I'm telling you guys. This is just a stencil brush. Just kind of start sweeping back and forth, and you'll get that same effect. Just don't go directly down onto your paper because that would leave some marks. Okay, that's all we want right there, just a little. And I know that's hard for you to see. Let's see if I can hold it up. It's just a little bit. Still can't see it, can you? Well, take my word for it. It's a little bit of color on the bottom. Now, I have this Merry Christmas stamp. It's a really old stamp. It was a wood-mounted stamp, and I just took it off the wood block. And it is old. It is already cracked on the back. There's no telling how long I've had this, but I love it, and I can't find another one like it, so I refuse to throw it away. Now, when you're using a stamp like this, if you're going to use your Misty, you're going to need to take that out, because you don't need that for that thick of stamp. Put your paper in there. And then place this where you need it. Make sure your stamp is good and clean. Okay. And if for some reason it will not stick to this once you take it off of your wood block or whatever, just use a couple of little sticky dots or, you know, repositionable tape, whatever. Alright. We're going to use the Archival Vermilion ink to stamp this. And I'm hoping my stamp will still work well. It's been so long since I've used it. Oh yes, there we go. Very good. Now we're going to use some of our Nuvo glitter drops, and this is in White Blizzard, and we're going to put some snow down here on the bottom. We're also going to put some snow on the trees. Remember, this will stay dimensional, so therefore you're going to have some good dimension under here. We're going to put a little bit on the trees, just here and there. Make them glisten. Because they've got snow all over them. Now, if I had my snow rider, I would go back in and put some snow on top of these trees. But I am out of my snow rider, and we haven't got any more in stock yet, so let's have sold completely out. But I'll show you what we're going to do to kind of compensate for that. And I'm just tapping on these trees. Okay. Now what we're going to do is take some glitter. Now if you don't like to use glitter, strictly up to you. You do not have to. You can use something else. Use your, if you have a snow rider, use that. But I'm going to just put some glitter in here. And if I put the glitter in this while it's still wet, it will dry and the glitter will not come off unless you rub it really, really hard. So I'm just going to sprinkle some glitter on there, and then I'm just going to dust it off. And let you see the sparkle. Now part of that sparkle is from the Nuvo, and then part of it is from that glitter. But the Nuvo would glitter by itself, but the white glitter just made it look like more like snow on there, on the branches. I think it's pretty. Alright. Now to clean your glitter up that you've got on your surface, use just a lint brush. Go over your surface. Whoops, don't pick up your paper. Go over your surface, and you got all that glitter on here now and not on your tape. Now while our Nuvo finished drying, what we're going to do is take a few of these sequins that we're going to put in the bottom for the shaker, and we're going to glue these just in different places around on here. Going to make it look more like it's snowing. And I'm just using my art glitter glue with a little fine tip. That's all you need. And now while that is finishing, we're drying, we're going to lay that aside. We're going to go ahead and start working on our shaker part. Now this piece I cut at the same size as the card, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. and then I measured in 1/2 inch and then just cut out my block. Now if you have a die that cuts this out, great, use that. I just used my X-Acto knife and my Tim Holtz ruler and then just cut out my box. That's all I did. And this is from the Graphic 45 St. Nicholas collection. I got a piece of acetate. If you don't have acetate, use your packaging. Let me see. Just like the packaging that comes in here. These stamps is acetate. So just use that. Use your packaging from whatever, you know, things that you buy in town. Save it and cut it out and use it. This is some of this graphics acetate. It's a thin, kind of a thin sheet. I think we can still get this. If I can, I will link it below. But this is really good. I've had this forever and I'm still using on it. And then you will also need, alright, we're going to use this top, the snow, for the top part of our card. Now this piece of acetate I cut at 4, let's see, this is cut at 4 by 5 1/4, I think. Yes, 4 by 5 1/4. You want it a little bit shorter than this so it doesn't stick out. Alright, we're going to put our acetate down here, and I'm just going to use some thin score tape to do this. Use our everything tool. And yes, it is everything. That's what I'm calling it now because I use it for everything. I think I'm even going to put one of these tools in the kitchen when they come in again. I don't think there's anything that I couldn't use this tool for. Alright, make sure your acetate's kind of cleaned off. You don't have to worry about it too much. And then just put it down there. Make sure it's stuck well. Okay, so there you have the beginnings of your shaker card. Now you can use a static cling sheet and just kind of finish wiping that off if you want to. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the dimension on here to make it stand up off of the card so that we can put all of our shaker elements in there. That's all that a shaker card is. It's just having that dimension so that you can put other things down in there. I'm going to use my tape. You could use chipboard, put some chipboard in there and then put more tape on top and glue it down that way. I'm just going to use this tape, but I think I might, let's see. No, I think it'll be okay. I start to say I might cut it in half, but I think it's going to be okay that way. It's going to be exactly the width, so. And all you need to do is just make sure that you get whatever you're using, tape or chipboard, whatever, make sure you get it right up to the edge of where that frame is. Because this is what's going to hold your shakers, pieces, elements down in there. Keep them from running all over the card. Okay, so there is our shaker part, I guess you could call it. It's our top part of our card. And now all we're going to do is just put our sequins down in here. And I'm just using some iridescent sequins. And I'm going to make sure that those are going to be, I don't want them covering up my trees. So when they get down there at the bottom, I'm going to make sure that they're not going to cover my trees. Okay, and then you just want to gently take the backing off of this. Now if you bounced it around like I did and you have sequins on the tape, then go ahead and make sure you get those off. Just scoop them back in there. Right, now what you want is to put this card down on there. and just even it up on the ends down here. Bring it up the side. And press it down. There you have your shaker card. Very quick, very easy, very simple. And your snow will stay down here at the bottom, and you'll still have a few pieces up here at the top. And there's all your dimension and your glitter on your trees. And of course, this is going to try to stick just a little bit because that's not completely dry, but when that dries completely, then you'll be able to see the shake part in there, and it won't stick to anything. So that's it. That is basically your shaker card right there. Very simple, very quick, very easy. I do have a couple more things that I want to put on here just because I don't like to leave the outside to where it seems like it's not completely finished. So I have these little snowmen and this little tree. And I think I'm going to stick those right there, and all I'm going to use is a pop dot. These are very strong pop dots, and they will hold. And let me get my little tree off there. These were buttons, and I just cut the backing off of them. So let's put our little tree right there. And there is your little snowman. And now, just because I can't stop, I'm going to put some glitter. I'm going to use my Wink of Stella in clear, and I'm going to put some glitter on these snowmen and on this tree. Because we want those to glitter too. And there you go. A really pretty finished card and a shaker card. Roxanne, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did enjoy this, please give me a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Alright, let's draw for next week and see what project we do and whose project we do. So let's get down in there and let's see what this one is. Okay, Margaret Hedges says, could you please give me some ideas on Christmas card making? I will do my very best. I'm not an excellent card maker, but I will do my best. I'll also see if my daughter, she's a really good card maker, I'll see if she can pop in some ideas of some Christmas cards. So we will do that next week for Margaret Hedges.